What's up guys, Zach from Good Time Gaming, and today I'm bringing you a Crook dodge build. So originally I was going to do a melee build, but I decided since I did a dodge build yesterday, I'm going to go ahead and follow that one up with another dodge build, and then I'll do a melee build after that. So the one I have here today is a Crook dodge build. It's what I'm going to call for this video a CrookZerker build. I kind of like how that sounds, CrookZerker, because we're using the Crook perk deck along with Berserker skills. This build has a lot of survivability, it's very flexible, you have armor as well as fast armor regen, and you have dodge to back you up. So you got a little bit of everything to keep you alive here, and it's definitely something you're going to need if you want to stay alive and if you want to kick some serious ass. So let's get to it guys, we'll walk through some skills, I'll walk through the perk deck, walk through weapons, I'll show you guys some footage in game of how this works. Starting off in Enforcer, we're going to ace Underdog. By doing that, we'll get a 15% damage boost and a damage reduction whenever there are 3 or more enemies within 18 meters of us. This lasts for 7 seconds. Over in Tank, we're going to ace Resilience, which will give us 15% faster armor regen and a 75% reduction in the visual effect duration of flashbangs. We'll ace Die Hard to take 50% less damage while interacting with objects and to increase the armor of our ballistic vests by 20. We'll take the basic version of Shock and Awe, which will increase our armor recovery rate by 25% for us and our crew members. We will ace Bullseye to give us 25 armor every 2 seconds for each headshot we get. So if you get a headshot, you get 25 armor, you do it again within 2 seconds, 25 more armor. And last but not least, we will take the basic version of Iron Man to increase our total armor by 30%. Over in Ammo Specialist under Enforcer, we are going to ace Scavenger. The basic version increases our ammo box pickup rate by 50%, and the ace version makes it so that every 6th enemy we kill drops an extra ammo box. And last but not least, we will ace Extra Lead to give us 2 ammo bags and to fill them with 200% more ammunition. We are now in Ghost, and under Artful Dodger, we will ace Duck and Cover. This will make it so that our stamina starts regenerating 25% earlier and 25% faster, and we also move 25% faster. And the ace version allows us to have a 10% increased chance to dodge while sprinting, and we gain 15% chance to dodge while ziplining. We'll take the ace version of Parkour to increase our movement speed by 10% and increase our climb speed by 20%. And we'll also be able to run in any direction and reload while we run. We will take the ace version of Inner Pockets. The basic version gives us 2 more concealment with melee weapons, and the ace version gives us 4 more concealment with ballistic vests. We will take the first rank of Sneaky Bastard. We will gain 1% dodge chance for every 3 points of concealment under 35 up to 10%. Now we are in Silent Killer. First off is Second Wind. We'll take the basic version of this, which will allow us to move 30% faster for 5 seconds whenever our armor breaks. We will ace Optical Illusions to be 45% less likely to be targeted by enemies, to gain 1 concealment for each silenced weapon that we equip, and to reduce the concealment penalty of our silencers by 2. We'll take the first rank of Low Blow. By doing this, we gain 3% critical hit chance for every 3 points of concealment under 35 up to 30%. We will ace Specialized Killing to give us 15% more damage to our silenced weapons twice. And last but not least, we'll take the basic version of Unseen Strike. If we do not lose any armor or health for 4 seconds, we gain a 35% critical hit chance for 6 seconds. And last but not least, we are over in Fugitive. We'll take the first rank of Equilibrium to decrease the time it takes to draw and holster pistols by 80%. We'll take the first rank of Gun Nut to add 5 bullets into our magazines. We will ace One-Handed Talent to give our pistols 15% more damage. And we will ace Desperado, which will make it so that each successful pistol hit gives us a 10% increased accuracy bonus for 10 seconds and stacks up to 4 times. And will also allow us to reload our pistols 50% faster. Last but not least, we have under the Brawler tree Martial Arts. We will ace this because we need to in order to be able to get to Berserker. So Martial Arts, ace, all it does is give us 15% less damage from all melee attacks, and we're 50% more likely to knock down enemies with a melee strike. And then here's what we actually want over here. We want Berserker. With the ace version of Berserker, when our health is below 50%, we will do 100% more damage with ranged weapons and 250% more damage with melee and saw weapons. Entering Berserker state negates third-party regeneration effects. So there's a few things you guys will need to understand here about how Berserker works, okay? Once we get below that 50% threshold with Berserker, if, say, one of our teammates is using Gambler, we're not going to gain the effects of Gambler from the health regen, because that's been negated by entering Berserker state. The only way that our health is going to go up is if we manually heal ourselves. What this means is that in order to be able to start off in Berserker, you're going to have to take damage at the beginning of a heist or whenever, and manually drop your health below 50%. This can be kind of risky, and some people may not be comfortable doing this. The alternative to this is if you put enough points to get up here into the top tier and get Frenzy, you'll automatically be put to 30% health to start with. So you'll always be in Berserker whenever you start a heist. You won't have to worry about trying to drop it down yourself. To me, it's kind of a waste of points to do this. I don't really see a whole lot of need to do it. I mean, once you do this, if you do hate Frenzy, right, if you ace it, you only get 30% of your maximum health and you can never heal above 30%, but also with that, your health damage taken is reduced by 60% and you receive half healing as a result of that. So you're spending a lot of points just to basically stay at 30% health. It's kind of lazy, I feel like. It's a lot of points to spend on something that you really don't need. And for the build we're running here, there's no other skills in here in this section that we really need other than just Berserker. So I don't recommend it. If you really want to, you can go for it. Another thing you can do if you're feeling like it, if you don't want to really be a good team member, and you don't want to really bring any good deployables, you can pull your points out of Ammo Specialist, and then go over here into Fugitive, and go ahead and put those into Trigger Happy, and ace that. Doing that will make it so that every pistol hit you gain 20% damage boost that lasts for 2 seconds and stacks up to 4 times. If you ace it, that boost lasts for 10 seconds instead. So you can gain a lot more damage if you want to. I think that's kind of overkill. The damage that you have already is pretty good. But just kind of bear in mind that is an option. But of course the downside to that is that you don't have a deployable with which to help your teammates with. So that's going to be the negative there. And I like to help my teammates, even if they don't really deserve it all the time. You know, they still deserve some help. Let's take a look at the Crook perk deck, shall we? Starting off with Subtle, you gain a 10% chance to dodge. In Basic Composure, your chance to dodge is increased by 5% for Ballistic Vest, and you gain 20% more armor with Ballistic Vests. Advanced Composure gives you 10% more chance to dodge with Ballistic Vest, and our armor is increased by 20% for all Ballistic Vests. Under Expert Composure, our chance to dodge is increased by 10% for Ballistic Vests, and the armor we have is increased by an additional 25% for our Ballistic Vests. And last but not least, under Master Recovery, our armor recovery rate is increased by 10%. So this stacks with the other 2 armor recovery skills that we have taken under Enforcer, so your armor is going to come back pretty quick. Pretty nice. So with all this, you're getting extra armor and extra dodge with Ballistic Vests. Now that is only these 3 vests right here. So it's not the Flak Jacket, because that's a Flak Jacket. And it's not the Combined Tactical Vest, because that's a Combined Tactical Vest. It's only the Heavy Ballistic, the Lightweight, and the Ballistic. So really there's no reason to take the Ballistic one. I usually will just take the Heavy Ballistic. It's also an option if you really want to, and if you want to knock off a little bit of concealment penalty, you can take the Lightweight Ballistic Vest. I like the Heavy Ballistic Vest though. I feel like it has a pretty good medium between armor and dodge, and you stay alive pretty well with it. So with the Heavy Ballistic Vest, my chance to dodge right now is 30%, and I have 175.5 armor with 37.2 speed. If I do the Lightweight though, I have 40 dodge, 39.4 speed, and 136.5 armor. So really it's up to you which one you want to kind of trade for. I like the Heavy, so that's what I'm going to do. As far as weapons go, it doesn't really matter what you choose to use here. Right now I have the Deagle. You can use the Baby Deagle as well. You could also do the Judge if you want to have HE rounds. It's really up to you whatever you want to do. I like the Deagle, personally, as my secondary. And with that, you want to make sure that you kit that out with silencers and just to kind of go for low concealment with everything that you can. So with the Bling Grip and no extended mags, because keeping in mind that you're going to get 5 more bullets anyways with each gun nut. So it's not really a big loss. And then for your pistols, right now I have the Akimbo Cross Kills. You can use the Shimano Customs, you could use the Bernetti 9s, really you can use whatever you want to as long as you keep your concealment down. As long as your concealment is 5 or below, you'll get the full benefit from Sneaky Bastard, which is your dodge skill. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so I've got my skill set, I got my weapon set, I have my perk deck set. It's time to go in game, shoot some people, and have some fun. One of the cool things about this build is that you have a lot of accuracy coming from a lot of different sources. You have it from Silent Kill, you have it from your fugitive skills. This basically makes it so that your weapons will always hit their target and have pretty damn high accuracy. The Deagle in particular pretty much becomes like a pocket sniper rifle. It's pretty insane. Not to mention the damage you get from your Berserker state, which is basically double damage on top of what you already have. Plus if you get a crit, that's even more damage. The damage just really rolls left and right here. If you had a hard time with the Rogue build, if you have a hard time with lower dodge builds, this one might be a little bit better for you because there's a little bit more room for error, you have a little bit more armor. You can make a few more mistakes without it costing you your life. Just bear in mind that this build is not meant to have regeneration, so there's no hostage taker, there's no first aid kits. Your goal is to get down to half health, use Berserker, and then wreck everybody. That's what it comes down to. Now, all this gameplay footage here is on Death Wish, and it's also really good footage to look at just in general when you're playing on Death Wish. If you notice, generally, I don't really expose a huge amount of my body at once. So I'll take like a little peek around the corner, pop a shot, go back, a little peek around the corner, pop a shot. You can see in particular with these two bulldozers here, I don't walk out in the middle of the street and try and kill these two dozers. I just line them up, I mark them one at a time. Boom, dead, move on. That's just good practice in general for Death Wish. You're not invincible with this build, and you're only as good as luck will allow you to be when it comes to using your dodge. You know, you still have armor, but it's not a ton of armor, so just be mindful of that and be careful, guys. But I like this build a lot. I think it's fun. I think you guys will like it too. Let me know what you guys think. This is actually Good Time Gaming. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like anything you saw today. Remember to always have a good time gaming. And tomorrow we should have a melee build.